Alright, I thought I'd save this last one for last, and yeah. Let me try that again. Thought I'd save this one and actually kill it on screen so that we can see Kaiser finally achieve his final form here. And so my grinding session is now completed, and so we get to see the final evolution of the LP here, or at least in regards to a main team member. But we've already obviously seen Dragonite in action, but now I've actually got two of them, and this is the one that I'm actually going to be sticking with on the team. Tries to learn Wing Attack upon evolution. Obviously that's not going to be happening because it is a special-based Pokemon. I keep talking about it being a special-based Pokemon, but whatever. Well, at one point, I will end up shutting up about that. But anyways, I've got it fitted with the choice specs, which seem to have worked out pretty damn fine in regards to killing that Golbat, because it one-shotted the damn thing. What I'm not liking, though, is this stark difference in attack and special attack. In this situation, it would actually just be better anyway to use physical attacks on this thing. But I've got the choice specs, I've got the move set. I don't really plan on changing it up that much, so we're going to be sticking with that. Flufin, I was debating whether or not I wanted to give it Stone Edge over Rock Slide. I'm going to stick with Rock Slide for now, and if I have the option to go for Stone Edge, like maybe against one of the Kanto leaders, then I'll go with that. Turbo Drum is the same, Talia is the same, Traptrix is the same, and Golbat is absolutely the same. You'll notice that I actually did manage to get my hands on a Muscle Band for Flufin, because my mother actually ended up buying like 5 or 6 different items for me, all at the same time, one of which was, in fact, the Muscle Band that I was looking for. Among the other stuff that I actually got a Choice Scarf. This increases your speed, but locks you into one attack, like the other scarf, the other choice items. I don't really see myself using this one, though, just because I am generally just fine with speed. Either my Pokemon just aren't really fast enough, or they just don't really like being locked into the one type of move, so probably not going to end up using that. There is one more thing that I would like to pick up, though, before I leave, because if you have access to this area, you can just fly to the rest of Johto. I'm pretty sure I said this in an annotation in yesterday's segment, but there's the confirmation right there. I believe there is one more item that I need to pick up from the fellow that my mother brought me. Yeah, the Focus Sash. It would be nice to give this some use, but unfortunately it is a one-time use only item, so we're not going to be doing that. Let's see. Oh no, that's not Kaiser. I want the Crobat. Okay. I believe that is about everything that needs to be done. Now then, challenge condition. I get to go through this entire Elite Four with a very sore chest. Before anybody starts, you know, ringing the alarm bells, I did ask my dad about this. It's like 4 in the morning, so I had to wake him up while he was asleep, and I had to ask him about it. And as far as he's concerned, it is only just muscle pain at the moment. I've taken a couple of painkillers, so it'll be fine. And so we can basically hope that I can just get through this without just randomly dying. Because if I die, it feels bad, man. Because I'm not Ginger. Ow. Yeah. If it is pulled muscles, then this has got to be some freaking ass, because bloody hell it hurts. Anyways, so we chat with this person. We've blown 4 minutes already, but whatever. Throw a last-minute save state, just in case things somehow go south, I don't know. But we go in here, and I believe if we go up there, yeah, there's just a random Kadabra that lets you teleport to one of the other 3 rooms in the Elite Four. Obviously, I don't need to do this because I'm going to be doing them in their proper order anyway, so now that's out of the way. Here we have Will. And as he has made it painfully obvious, he uses Psychic types. Now, I didn't actually look ahead to see what his lead was in this situation, so I'm hoping Traptrix is a decent shot. I'm not too sure. Okay. As you might expect, since I have access to all 4 of them in any order I want, the levels aren't going to progressively go higher and higher. My only concern here is if Traptrix is going to be able to outspeed Jinx here. If it does, it can get a Sleep Powder, then I can get a Swords Dance up and murder this thing with Crunch. Otherwise, I am going to be up shit creek without a paddle here. And I am outsped, and I am thus up shit creek without a paddle. In that case, we'll just throw a Fire Fang at it. Critical helps as well. I wonder if it would have been a one-shot without the crit there. I'll have to see what... Nah, whatever. Lunatone. Okay, I can smash it with a Hydro Pump. It may have a rock move, so I'm a bit iffy about sending Kaiser in. I'll go into him anyway. Because a Choice Specs boosted Surf will still do a decent amount on this thing. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure that with Lunatone and Solrock, one of them is more physically defensive and the other is more specially defensive. I think Lunatone is the more specially defensive of the two. But in this case, it doesn't matter because Surf killed it in one hit anyway. So I'm actually quite happy with the Choice Scarf at the moment. As he goes into its counterpart in the form of Solrock, which you may think actually shows up in Pokemon Sun and Moon because it only makes sense, but for some reason it makes too much sense, and so neither Solrock or Lunatone are actually in the Alolan Pokedex. I cannot begin to imagine what the hell they were thinking in that situation. And as another kick in the pants, there is actually a weird event in Sun and Moon where you have to go to like this desert and there's just this random old guy with amnesia, and you have to show him either a Solrock in Sun or a Lunatone in Moon. And so you have to wait until you are able to import the damn things from Pokemon Bank, which took like 2 months to come out. So that was a bit stupid. And I'm not even sure if it even gets you anything. I think it just gets you a the appropriate evolution stone. So it's just, there's just no point to it. And it's just like you have to put in like so much effort. Okay, let me try that again. The effort that you have to put in is just not worth the reward. That's the one. You'll have to forgive me for failing to come up with words to say because I'm trying to frickin' manage the stupid chest pain. So far though, Will has proven himself to be a bit of a pushover. I wonder if a Choice Specs Thunderbolt would have murdered this thing, because I'm not too sure what the increase in special attack actually is. With the Choice Specs, I can't remember if it's like a 1.5 or just like a straight double. I was gonna send it in to see if it would murder Xatu, but figured I might as well even out the screen time since I can afford to do so. So I'll go into Talia. I'm sure most people have that trait of not giving up regardless of what type of Pokemon they use. Quick Claw comes into effect. Quite nice. Talia's had a noteworthy effect on this segment already. Nice to know, I guess. So there's the first schmuck. Okay, so the door doesn't open, so you actually have to rely solely on the Kadabra to move you to different rooms. In that case, let me... Oh, I forgot to... Oh, shit. I forgot to heal. This may be a problem. That's gonna suck. Let's just keep going. Offering to teleport onward to the next room where we will fight this schmuck. Do I want to lead with Bulbat? I'm not too sure. I'll lead with Talia, see how that works out. So, as a lot of people will already know, Koga used to be the gym leader of the Fuchsia City Gym in Kanto, but has since been elevated to the position of Elite Four. And of course, he is still about as annoying as ever. Okay, Venomoth. I didn't quite take into consideration that he may have led with a bug type. I don't even know what the hell he's going to use in regards to a move. Sleep Powder was about what I expected, so... Icy Wind drop the speed. Does that get me over it? Yes, it does. Sweet. That missing sleep powder was definitely quite crucial in that situation. Toxicroaky switching in because of the fighting. Yeah, because of the advantage it has with the fighting type. So this is where Bulbat's going to come in and kick some ass. I'm not too sure if that was my anticipation or the Toxicroaks, but I'm going to put it to sleep. Just in case an Aerial Ace doesn't kill it in one hit. I don't expect it to. Yeah. This just makes sure I murder him without any problems or any damage dealt. Because he's not actually hit me for any damage, so if I'm able to get through fights like this without taking that much damage, then that's going to be huge, because then I don't have to use up the small amount of healing items that I have here. Puts up the Protect, that just wastes a Hydro Pump, but that's fine, because I've got a few Leper Berries, so I can sort of hang on to those. Here we have Mark. I'll give Kaiser a crack. I need to send him out anyway so I can get double cash stack. I say this and just, you know, realize that I forgot. This thing does not have the freaking Amulet Coin. It's got choice specs. I'm an idiot. How much does Dark Pulse do? Not even a 2 KO. Plus it is now subbed. In that case, I'll send in Bulbat. Its Anticipation made it Shudder, which implies to me that it's got a super effective move against this thing. Possibly Thunderbolt? No, Rock Slide. That's not the best pick either. Okay, the Aerial Ace... Shut the Substitute down, the Hypnosis puts it to sleep, then I should be able to send in Tailio, assuming it stays asleep, and then murder it with an Earth Power. Okay. At this rate, it seems I'm only going to need to use one potion going into the next fight. I think he's only got 2 team members left, one of which is a Crobat. Talia, yeah, I think Talia's in the best position, because if I can lock out and get a Quick Claw off on this, I should be able to murder it with an Ice Beam. I can double team though, but the Ice Beam did connect and one-shot at it. Okay. That could have been a bit more threatening than it was. Thankfully, we were able to get through that without too many problems. Now, Tentacruel's got some pace on it. Kaiser might be able to put it on its ass with a Specs Thunderbolt, but I would rather go for its physical weakness, which I really can't, because Traptrix is probably in the best position to do this, assuming it outspeeds, and I don't think it will. So, yeah, I'll have to give Turbo Drum the swag here. Outspeeds, Poison Jab, shouldn't do too much. Tentacruel's not particularly known for its physical attack. The poisoning there is a bit but he'll take the turn to heal here, so I have the free Thunderbolt turn here. Okay, cool. So that does that. And that's 2 of them down. Now, 10 max potions, 8 full restores. This gives me a bit more confidence, because I should be right to deal with... Like, I'd like to have a decent amount of stuff going into Lance. But it should be, I should be right to deal with it as it stands. I've got 12 revives. So, I think I should be right. Let's have a chat with Kadabra, and he will take me to the 3rd room, where we will fight Bruno, the only member of the Elite Four from Red, Blue, Yellow, Fire Red, Leaf Green that was actually retained for these quote-unquote sequels. Okay, let's lead with Kaiser. I'm not too sure what he's going to lead with, but I figured Kaiser might be a decent shout. Uh-huh. I wonder if this guy was ever, like, in the military at some point with the hoo-ha, that sort of thing. Maybe he just didn't like the, rigors of war and just decided he would just sort of be a bit of a loner and a hermit and that sort of thing, and just be all fucking fighting master and shit. Fake Out's annoying, but I will deal with it, because I don't think Hitmontop's going to do a whole lot, especially since it has to resort to high jump kick. So there goes the Hitmontop. I remember back in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, I'd keep trying to use Fly on it and it would keep using Detect on me. It was very, very annoying. Hitmonlee. Does Bulbat shudder at the sight of Hitmonlee? Yes, it does. That means it's got a rock move. Okay, so I can't send in Flufin, I can't send in Kaiser, I cannot send in Talia. Let's see. I do outspeed with Bulbat, so I'll see if I can smack it with Hypnosis. Yeah, there's Stone Edge. Let's hope that this thing will stay asleep. He'll heal it here with a full restore, but I have the priority in speed, so that's irrelevant. Lucario. Now I need something with a bit of pace and something that can hit it really, really hard. Flufin sounds like a pretty decent shout. It's part steel, so Flufin's got a good advantage here with Fire Fang or Superpower. I'll go with the Fire Fang here because of Stab. I think Superpower is just more powerful anyway, but Fire Fang did the trick because Lucario doesn't have the best of defenses. So I was able to get through that without too many issues. My champ, I believe, is his ace. This one, I may just have to get stats up and hit him very, very hard. So in essence, I'm going to have to treat him like Metacooler. Alright, Turbodrum is a good shout. Let's throw a Thunderbolt at it. Firstly, so I can see how much it does. And secondly, so I can see what this guy is planning on doing. Stone Edge. Yeah, it can hit me with a fighting move. I'm not part Ghost. Unless the CPU just sees this and immediately thinks that it is. If it had a ground move, it couldn't use that either because of the very obvious Levitate. I'll go for a Hydro Pump. The Hydro Pump will murder it into the middle of next week, so that's that out of the way. There's still, I'm guessing, Steelix and Hitmonchan. I'm expecting a Hitmonchan at some point. And he's got the Hariyama though. Hariyama is bulk personified here. So I'm going to see what happens if I try to hit this thing really hard with a Dragon Pulse. It's a bit bulk though. I don't expect to knock it out in one hit, but if I can at least get a two-shot, that's a two-shot. Or it would have been a two-shot had it not gone with the substitute. I can get rid of it though, it's fine. And Thunder Punch isn't going to do anything, so... There goes Hariyama, which just leaves the Hitmonchan. The fact that he hasn't sent in the Hitmonchan until now implies to me that this thing does not have Ice Punch. And so I'm probably going to go with Flufin because the only elemental punch that can actually hit this thing neutrally is Thunder Punch. And I don't expect that it will do a whole lot, so... If I go with Fire Fang and do that, it can just kick for whatever reason. But it doesn't seem to have Mark Punch, so... That's that out of the way. I've taken a fair amount of damage though. That does kind of worry me a bit. Let's see. Yeah. Heal Bulbat back up. Do I have any other sort of healing items that could be of any use? There is a potion. I will give it to Turbodrum, and I'm going to leave Turbodrum as it is. It sounds like a terrible idea. Actually, wait, no. Do I have any... No, I don't. I thought I had some citrus berries, but no, I evidently do not have that. Flufin I will need at max health because of the fact that the next trainer uses dark types. Superpower will be good in that situation. I'm running damn low. I may just have to take some deaths and just sort of use the max revives in order to heal, and so I can just sort of save all the other stuff. Well, whatever. Onward to the fourth and final member of the Elite Four here. We're approaching the 20-minute mark here. I didn't think it would be that slow. I mean, I didn't think I'd be getting through it that fast, even. Now, who would I like to lead with? I'll lead with Traptrix here, I think. Traptrix hasn't been very, very useful in this Elite Four. Hopefully it will change here. Jish had an interesting situation when he did his Let's Text LP of Soul Silver, because he named his own character Karen, and so that was a bit of a unexpectedly weird situation there. Will this thing outspeed? Yes, it will. Cool. When I said that, I was actually referring to Mightyena, but then I realized Traptrix did, and I was just like, sweet, I'll just wing it. I need to get at least one Sword Stance up to counteract the Intimidate. I'll try to go for another one. Okay, cool. Seed Bomb will murder this thing with +3 attack then. Honchkrow, if it outspeeds me, I'm going to just about drop dead. So to lose the +3 attack is... don't know how I feel about that. I'll do it anyway. I don't expect Kaiser to outspeed, but a Specs Thunderbolt will murder this thing. Oh, it does actually outspeed. And the Specs Thunderbolt did in fact murder the Honchkrow. Good stuff. Absol. That sounds like something that will just drop dead to a superpower. You dead? Yep, you're dead. I'm only speeding it up so that the health bars go down quicker. There is actually a document in the folder there that comes with the game that gives you a action replay code to just skip the bars dropping. So like if you take damage and knocks a Pokemon out, it's just instant as soon as it connects, instead of just having to wait like 10 seconds for the health bar to go down. But I'm not going to do that because I have no real reason to do that. Spiritomb has no weakness, so a Dragon Pulse from Kaiser may well do the trick here. No, and it's got the Embargo, and it's also got Pressure as well, which means I've used my last Dragon Pulse. I've got Ethers, I've got Leopard Berries though, it's perfectly fine. I can't fight this with anything other than an Evolution, just because I'm kind of obligated into doing that. So let's go for a Superpower. Umbreon's a bit bulky in defense. I think it's more bulky in special defense, so I may be able to take advantage of its weaker defense here. Is it dead? It is not dead. And now that's happening. Yeah, and she's healed it as well. Do I have anything that can actually, like, hit it effortlessly? Bulbat. Bulbat can hit it with Aerial Ace. Did it try to use a ground move or something? Whatever. Just keep smacking it with that. Oh, that was a crit as well. U-turn? Oh, so close. Go back into Floofen. And then quick attack. Nope, it's just going to protect taxes. It got Toxic. It probably has Toxic, actually, now that I think about it, which is why it wouldn't have done anything on Bulbat. That makes sense. I'm quite happy that I didn't miss anywhere near as often as I probably should have. I don't think I actually missed at all. So, that's quite nice. Houndoom. This is the last Pokemon as well. Okay, that's cool, I guess. Intimidate I don't care that much about. Nasty Plot I don't care that much about because Hydro Pump just kills you in one hit. There you go. 23 minutes and 40 seconds just about to get through the Elite Four. Minus the 4 minutes that I had at the start. Okay, so now I need to give Bulbat a patch up. Yeah, whatever, I'll heal up. These are kind of just wastes of max potions, but I kind of would want to just... I would like to get them as high as I can possibly go. An Ether on Kaiser's Dragon Pulse. I may also do an Ether on Superpower. I want to see how everybody's doing in PP. He's fine. You're fine. You need more Hydro Pumps. You're fine. You're fine, and you're fine. Okay, so all I need to do is grab one more Ether out here, apply it to the Hydro Pump, and then we should be about golden for the next fellow. And here we have an Alakazam, so I guess he just is just sort of different from the rest. I guess he just becomes an Alakazam once you've knocked over the 4 gym leaders, and thus will be able to take you to the last fellow, the champion. Now, I'm not too sure who I want to lead with here, in all honesty. I think I will lead with Bulbat. Because it's dependent entirely on what he leads with. I could lead with Turbodrom, and if he leads with Gyarados, then I have the 6 versus 5 advantage just immediately. But I'm not too sure. So here we go. Gonna lead with Bulbat, throw a save state. And we'll see just how bad Lance is. I'm expecting at least 3 Pseudo Legends on his team. Because as I've mentioned earlier, Pseudo Legends, most of them are Dragon types. So, yeah. Alright, let's go ham. It has actually just occurred to me here as well that the background for the battle is actually the one ripped from the Cynthia fight. It used to be different. It had like a bit of a red, blue, gold sort of effect, but I've changed up for this one and have made it very much like Cynthia's one in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Okay, so the Gyarados is in front here. I want to see if I can put this thing to sleep with Hypnosis. It does not, so Stone Edge will almost certainly murder it. Can I put it to sleep again? Okay, cool. Because I don't want it to hit Turbodrom too hard here. Okay, cool. A Thunderbolt should murder this thing. I shouldn't be speeding this up because this is like the last fight of the main game. Which I should also point out, I actually forgot to show off the few Pokemon that I caught in Victory Road before I went into this segment. I'll show that off in the post-credits. Post-credits, yeah, that. I'll show that off once I'm done here in the post-credits. It's not really that big of a deal. It does bring my final Pokedex count to 373, so I will have 120 more Pokemon to catch in the post-game. I imagine about a quarter of those are legendaries. Now, I'm not too sure how I want to approach this Dragonite. If it's got a physical moveset, I may be screwed. If it's got a special moveset, I may be able to tank it and murder this thing with Ice Beam. Alternatively, Quick Claw can come in and an Ice Beam should destroy this thing. The only other thing I can maybe think of is maybe hitting it with an Icy Wind. If I don't think I can knock it out, I could maybe put its speed down with an Icy Wind, and then outspeed it with Kaiser and destroy it. We'll have to see how this goes down. Quick Claw has just taken effect. This, if the Dragonite gets put on its ass as a result of this, then that is about as crucial as your follow through when leg spin bowling. And yeah, Dragonite one-shotted by a Quick Claw hacks. Feels bad, man, I guess. On the behalf of Lance, of course. Aerodactyl outspeeds literally everything on the team. It means that I'm going to need to hit it hard with something that I am confident can one-shot it. I believe Turbodrom can do this. I feel like if this thing can get on a roll, it will completely and utterly destroy me, so I'm actually tempted to go for the Thunder Wave here, and then maybe Thunderbolt. But I'm just gonna go for the Thunderbolt straight up anyway. Yeah, Tailwind does not help. That definitely calls for a Thunder Wave. So, another Dragonite in this situation. Stay in. I don't think this thing can really get any grass moves, so if I stay in, it's got Draco Meteor, which is a very hard-hitting move. Is it holding a White Herb? It is not. Okay, so that puts this thing pretty much on its ass. So in that case, I may be able to... I'd like to have at least one Dragonite mirror match, but I'm not too sure if Kaiser can A, take 2 Draco Meteors, even with the drop in special attack, and then murder this thing with Specs boosted Dragon Pulse. So I think just for the sake of safety, I'm going to go for Tailea on this situation. The Tailwind is out, so there goes any speed boost that this guy might have. It might not even matter. I know it doesn't against Tailea. Tailea is pretty much the slowest thing on my team. It should be fine, though. So what else has he got? He's got Charizard. which Turbo Drum can completely destroy, but I think it's only fair that Kaiser at least gets some kind of representation here, so I'm going to have him fight off this Charizard. And a Specs boosted Surf should do a considerable amount. Actually, which one is actually got more power on it? Thunderbolt is 95, Surf is 95, they're about equal. In that case, let's just go for the Surf. I like how I outspeed it. I guess that's the timid nature really coming in to kick some ass. The Charizard tanks though, getting up a Sword Stance. The fact that I outspeed it means that that Sword Stance isn't really that relevant. Even if he does full restore, I just get a free Surf in anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. Okay. Unless he has some kind of random priority move here. Oh, derp. Whatever. Uses another full restore. Okay, I'll speed this up just because it brings us back to where we are already. And not to mention as well, crits can happen, so that full restore was rendered a complete waste. Because I out-damaged the full restore, but that's only because I got lucky with the thing. Garchomp. Garchomp will outspeed Kaiser and destroy it with an Outrage. There is absolutely no question of this. It's physical, so Talia might not be able to tank. So what I think I will do is, because I want to end this with Kaiser, I'm going to go into Talia and I'm going to fire off an Icy Wind. Earthquake does decent amount of damage. Icy Wind is... Fuck me dead. As much as okay, slight disappointment in the fact that I didn't end this with Kaiser, but I'll tell you this right now. I have grossly underestimated Talia's special attack. I mean, I respected the fact that it was pretty good, but the fact that I was able to one-shot a Garchomp with Icy Wind. Like, some people would probably have expected it to one-shot if they knew about frickin' damage outputs to the exact point or something like that, but I don't know, was that a crit? I'd have to look back. It might have been a crit. If it was a crit, then it's not quite as noteworthy, but regardless, it has resulted in me ending up here with this random idiot that I have never actually seen before in my life, except that's not entirely true. She is like one of the people that tells you what the mini games are all about and shit like that in Pokemon Stadium too. And then this schmuck.
Hello there. Wonderful. Congratulations. Well done.
Alright, so I needed to make sure my voice was just silent there in case I decided to implement a whole bunch of, like, different Pokemon Snap Oak sounds from that, because I haven't done that since part 1. I was gonna do that for, like, if Professor Oak ever rang me on the phone, but the problem is, every time I passed a 50 Pokemon Corp milestone, it was off-screen, and the phone call, as you would expect, happened off-screen as well, so, yeah. There you go. He says it's been a long time since he last came here. It's literally just the next room. I don't understand. You could have come here anytime you want. But I guess you're just sort of obligated to stand there for all of eternity for when people decide to challenge you to battle, I guess. Whatever. I'm not going to think about it too much. This is kind of a cool Hall of Fame, thing. Scene, whatever. Back sprite, overworld sprite, front sprite, with all the little, silhouettes and shadows and stuff like that. So, would I consider this team to be ragtag? Well, you know what, it's kind of half and half, really. Nobody would expect to do a great deal with Carnivine, or Glaceon for that matter, but I stuck with them, and I've been quite content with the way they've performed over the course of this playthrough. It's unfortunate that Traptrix didn't really get as much screen time in this Elite Four challenge as I would have liked. But I imagine that she's going to be kicking a lot of ass in the Kanto gyms, so I'm sure that we'll be able to make up for that. And I'm going to be doing the rematch to Elite Four at some point anyway. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be doing that before Red or after Red, but I will sort of come up with that decision. Also, Glaceon is just sort of buried behind the sprite of Dragonite. This is actually a 5th gen sprite, if I haven't actually mentioned it. This is the 5th gen sprite of Dragonite. I became very familiar with this when I tried to catch one in either black or white. It's got like a 1% encounter rate with rare spots and stuff like that, but I think I am overall quite happy with the team that I have assembled here. It's been subject to a lot of chopping and changing over the course of the last 32 segments, but I feel like I've made a pretty damn decent decision, and anything that I haven't actually gotten around to using throughout the entirety of the playthrough, like Sione and Jellycup, they'll probably end up getting some use in a future playthrough, whether that be on screen or off screen. Couldn't tell you. So, there you go. And just to clarify here, I would like to reiterate, this is not the end of the game. To many people this is, like if you're doing a Nuzlocke, then this would be about the end of the game, but of course, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and their earlier versions were different in that regard because you had twice the amount of badges to get. So of course I'm going to be going through Kanto, I'm going to be knocking all that out, I'm going to be getting the rest of the Pokemon. There's going to be a lot of things that open up for me, and I'm not actually too sure when I'm going to be able to get to Kanto, because there is actually one thing that I can do in Johto now that I have access to the post-game. I need to go and I'm not too sure what I have to do to get it. I think I just have to talk to Oak. Because you get a ticket that lets you board a ship that takes you to Kanto, and on your way there, Professor Oak will give you the National Dex, but because I've already got the National Dex, Professor Oak will give you something else. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be showing that off in this segment or the next segment. Whatever, I'll reserve that for next segment, because I'm going to be because it's going to be pretty much the bulk of the next segment anyway, is going after that little side quest in Johto before actually going onwards to Kanto. So, and I'm not going to fuss too much over doing things quickly for Meridian and Pastoral Sound stuff, because I don't expect to get the radio card expansion until the midway through next week anyway, so I'm just going to take my time with it. Say this as I just like speed up key half the freaking Kanto game. But whatever. Schmucks. A lot of them. Piss off. I think there's like literally only one thing left that I have to do with that involves Team Rocket, which just involves the like little freaking quest in Kanto, which I'm sure a lot of you already know of, so I believe we are coming towards the end of the credit sequence here. Yep, there's me fighting one of his many Dragonites. It's actually just occurred to me that his team is exactly the same as it was in the originals. He had no, like, addition to the team or anything like that. He just stuck with the Gyarados, the Aerodactyl, the Charizard, and the Triple Dragonite. So, I was kind of expecting to have, like, Garchomp and Salamence, but I guess that's not until the rematched version of the fight, so oh well. Had I actually shown off the thingamabob, the haul of Pokemon that I got in the off-screen, then this would be where I would end the segment. But that's not going to be happening, because I instead have to show off stuff. So, gonna quickly show that off. Yep. I might as well pick this up, and then I will end by showing off what it is that I picked up. So there you go. SS ticket, I can catch Pokemon in Kanto, blah 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 blah. And so now I can just run across here and just come across a random shiny of some variety. And you might be pleased to discover that I managed to get through this with a decent level of management of my chest pain. So there you go. And as I open this, I actually realize that you have actually seen this already and already know what it is that I caught. So I'm a bloody idiot, but whatever. I have to sort of go into a little bit of detail on them. These were all found in Victory Road on the 3rd floor. Had to get another Metang. He was about as arseholish to catch as you would expect. Fitted it with an experience shed so I could give it the level to go up to Metagross, and did the same thing with one of the 2 Gobites that I caught to evolve into a Garchomp. So, that is it. Next time, we will be doing this last little side event before we enter the Kanto region, so I will see you for that.